Still in. We still have some empty seats up front. All of our students, you all look wonderful this morning. All of our scholars, as you all make your way in, good morning. Good morning, good morning. I see some of our cabinet members make your way up. All right. Let's find our seats. We want to start on time. That is definitely an important practice. Miss Duckett, if you would, please, you'll shut that door. Yes. We will shut the doors and begin so we can begin on time. All right, let's everyone fill in plenty of seats up front. All right, guys, we are live. So I want to say good morning to our online global students. I want to say good morning to them. I want to say good morning to you, Clinton Scholars. Good morning. Good morning. Wonderful, wonderful. As always, you all look fantastic, and we are absolutely very excited about today's guest. And so we are going to get started. We will have our opening greeting and welcome from Ms. Jessica Lawson. Where's Jessica? Let's give it up for Jessica.
Thank you. Good morning, Clinton College students, faculty, staff, alumni, and friends. My name is Jessica Lawson. I'm a freshman from Birmingham, Alabama, majoring in biology. I am proud to stand before you as a Clinton College Bear and volleyball player. Welcome to the fourth installment of our 2022-2023 Beacon Forum series. The purpose of our Beacon Forum series is to bring together our campus community each Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon for a dedicated time of inspiration, education, and fellowship. Beacon Forum exposes our Clinton family to a variety of leaders, change agents, creatives, and innovators who embody one or more of our core values of scholarship, servant leadership, social change, and spirituality. Beacon Forum gives us an opportunity to have meaningful conversations with each other and professionals who are making a difference in our world. At the appropriate time today, President McLaurin will lead us in a time of Q&A with today's speaker. We will welcome you, students, staff, and faculty, as well as well as those of you joining us online on Facebook and YouTube. And to our online audience, please feel free to share your questions, reflections, and comments on Facebook and YouTube during our Q&A segment. We are delighted to have our featured speaker today, Tech Life expert Stephanie Humphrey. On behalf of our Clinton College family, we say thank you to our friends from the community for spending your time with us today. Be sure to follow our social media platforms for updates on future events and academic programs, course offerings, and other activities. I hope you will enjoy today's program. I now invite Tiana Peterson to come and offer the invocation. Welcome, everyone.
Hi, my name is Tiana Peterson. I'm a junior here, and my major is biology. Let us bow in prayer. First, I want to start off by saying thank you, God. Thank you for waking us up this morning and starting us on our way. Thank you for life, health, and strength in all that you're doing in our lives. Thank you for allowing us to commune together once again. Lord, bless the speaker, that her message may be of you, and strengthen her where she is weak. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
All right, we'll have the introduction of speaker by Ms. Mackenzie Morgan.
Okay. Technology and lifestyle expert Stephanie Humphrey's mission in life is to show people how technology can make their lives easier. Stephanie is a former engineer who was most recently a contributor to ABC News as tech expert on the nationally syndicated daytime talk shows Good Morning America and GMA3. She is currently an on-air tech contributor to Fox's 29's Good Day Philadelphia, Cheddar TV, and other podcast outlets. Stephanie writes a monthly technology column for the Philadelphia Sunday Sun and is a new writer for Mashable. Stephanie is a content creator who uses social media to help people understand tech basics with her weekly 60-second tech break on various platforms. You can also see an expanded version of the 10-minute tech break on QVC Plus, the streaming channel for QVC. In addition, Stephanie is an experienced event host, panel moderator, and brand spokesperson.
Let's give it up for our lady volleyball players. Didn't they represent this morning? They did a wonderful job. And our basketball player. So before our guest comes up, I just want to say, first of all, look at what she's repping already, right? Let's give it up for her. She got the shirt. But we want to show her a little school spirit so y'all know what's going to happen next, right? CC. No, come on, we got to do better. Now, I know it's a little early, but we're going to wake up. We're going to show, right? We got to show the world what we're about. CC. CC. One more time for the camera. CC. There you go. All right. Let's listen for Miss Humphrey and give her a round welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. How y'all doing? Good. I'm gonna need a little bit more energy. I'm just saying, because you know what I do, I give to you. So I'm gonna need y'all to give a little bit back to me. How y'all doing? What's good? All right. So can we start the slides, please? So I called this workshop Till Death Do You Tweet because if you don't take anything else away from what I say to you today, if after this next statement you decide to fall asleep or you got to go because you forgot about that assignment that was due or whatever the case might be, if for whatever reason you just don't get anything else from this presentation besides what I'm about to say today, understand that everything you do online is searchable and recoverable. That means that every single thing you do can be found and can be brought back. Everything. So with that in mind and understanding that one simple fact, that should inform the kinds of things you do online. If you knew it was never going to go away, what would you post? How would you conduct yourself? How would you be intentional and mindful and thoughtful about the types of things that you put on the internet? What would change? Would anything change? Would anything need to change? Searchable and recoverable. All right, anybody that needs to go to sleep can go to sleep. Now, y'all can take a nap. The rest of us are gonna keep going though. Is there anybody in here in the year of our Lord 2022 that does not think they have a brand? Just by show of hands. Is there anybody that is like, nah, that's not me. I don't have a personal brand. That's not anything I need to worry about. Good, because I can tell you, that's not always the case. Some people walking around here don't really know that they have a personal brand, aren't really aware of the fact that there are things about them that other people see that make a determination about who they are. So if you were a little hesitant to raise your hand, but you didn't think you had a brand before now, whether you were aware of that or not, whether you care or not, because some people don't really care about their personal brands, and you can tell a lot about that just by looking at them. Whether you choose to do anything at all to grow, to develop, to maintain, to monetize that brand or not, you have a personal brand. You just do. Just by virtue of you existing, you have a personal brand. There are things that make up who you are that other people perceive, and that's how they see you. That's your brand. You can do with it whatever you like. You can manage it however you want. But understand that it is there and it does exist and you are responsible for it. It's yours, so you can do whatever you want with it. It's kind of cool when you think about it. But it gets represented in a lot of different ways. In person, you have less than 1 second to make an impression on somebody when you meet them in person. They measured it, it's like 0.7. And in that 0.7 seconds, they are looking at your posture, your body language, your energy, whether or not you're on your phone, whether or not you're paying attention, your hair, your clothes, your shoes, how you shake hands. How's it going? Good to see you, Stephanie. Hey, how's it going? We're gonna need to try that handshake again, brother. Right here, 2 pumps. There you go. Return my grip. You don't have to break my hand. I know guys might get a little, skittish about shaking women's hands because they don't want to squeeze too hard, but you always want to return the grip at a minimum. Return the grip you get. There's a reason for that. It makes a difference. This might be the only interaction with these 2 young men I ever have. But I'd be like, I remember that one, his handshake was, So that's already giving me some idea about his brand, right or wrong. And I don't want to single you out, but because I was over here, we're just going to talk about you. That makes a difference. That little interaction took less than a second, but it makes a difference on how I might see him from now till forever. In person is everything. You got less than a second, what you gonna do? Your brand in writing is very, very important. What does that homework look like? What do those emails look like? We got spell check, we got Grammarly. There's no excuse for you to be doing any sort of written correspondence with typos. None. And your brand in writing might be the first impression of somebody you make. You send me a DM on Instagram and be like, oh, Tech Life Steph, you was on TV. I want to do TV too. I'm checking for typos. Trust. If that got a whole bunch of LOLs and OMGs in it, I'm not even going to read it. Just FYI, I'm not. So you need to make sure that your written communication properly represents and reflects the brand you want to put forth. It is important. All those inquiries about internships that you're going to be sending out, when you want that letter of recommendation from Dr. Brown, that thing better be on point. Your brand also gets represented by other people. Now, this one may not necessarily be fair, but it is what it is. If everybody thinks you're the class clown, guess what? You're the class clown. Even if you only told that one joke, that one time, but the class like broke up and everybody laughed and the teacher couldn't get everybody back to normal for like 10 minutes because it was super funny and bro, it was mad funny. I mean, it was just a joke. That joke you told freshman year is the class clown label you will have senior year. That's become a part of your brand. That's who people think you are. And again, it might have just been that one thing, or it might be wrong. It might have been a misunderstanding. It might have been a miscommunication. It could have been anything, but people started talking. The streets was talking. That tea was piping hot. Did you hear about so-and-so when he did? Now that's how everybody knows you. And you're like, but I didn't even do it. It wasn't even me. So you might have to do a little bit of work to sort of overcome what other people think about you. It might take a couple years of being real serious and on point about your work, so people don't think you're the class clown. Well, he used to be the class clown, but he has really improved his brand over the last couple years. He has been on it. It might take a little work, but what other people think of you does go into your personal brand. But we talk about social media and being online and your digital footprint and all that, because that is the quickest, most effective, most efficient way to build your brand while at the same time being the quickest, most effective, most efficient way to completely destroy your brand in an instant. It only takes one post, one snap, one TikTok. Cancel culture is real, y'all. And we don't get the same kind of consideration as other people get when we mess up. Y'all know that. So you have to make a decision about what you want your personal brand to say at all times. So when we're thinking about how we come up with that, because it's a very big concept, my brand, who am I? You're basically asking yourself, who am I as a person? And what type of person am I putting out to the rest of the world? It can be a lot to think about. Maybe you haven't really thought about it much. I like this as a way to start that process. So think about what you love to do. That thing, oh, I would do this even if I was never getting paid for it, even every day of my life, this is what I like to do. Think about that thing. I'm super passionate about it. I love it. I can't wait to get out of bed every morning to do it. Start there. But then think about what you're good at. Because what you love to do might not necessarily be what you're good at. I like to sing, but I'm not the best singer. So maybe I can't make a whole brand out of singing. However, what you're good at doesn't necessarily mean what you were blessed with a gift to do. It also means what you're willing to study or practice to get better at. I ain't the best singer right now, but I can start taking vocal lessons. Start doing my scales, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. practicing every day, practicing my runs every day until I am a better singer. So don't think because you're not naturally talented or gifted at something at first, you can't study or practice to become better. If that's something you're really passionate about and you want to master it, it's going to take some work. Even if you are naturally gifted at it, you still going to have to do the work. Couple that with what adds value. This is two things. What's going to make you some money? Because we got to eat. But also what is going to add value to society? Because if it's not doing that, what we even doing? What are you even doing it for? If it's not adding value to somebody else, if it's not serving somebody else, what are you even doing it for? Honestly, ask yourself that. And at the intersection of those things, that is typically where you can start to think about your personal brand and what it might be. So it's worth doing that exercise, going through that process, thinking about those three things and thinking about where the overlap is as you start to define your personal brand. And then think about your elevator pitch. Who can tell me what an elevator pitch is? Any hands? Do I need to call somebody out? I don't want to talk to you. But we got people online that want to hear your response, because they know we know you know what you're talking about. So we want everybody to participate.
It's like when you get in the elevator, you gotta have a quick, brief conversation, get in and out, and get to the point real quick.
Get to the point real quick. Yeah. So think about your dream. Whatever that dream is, I want to be on TV, I want to be a singer, I want to get to the league, I want to be a doctor, I want to be whatever it is. And you get on the elevator with someone that can make that dream happen, that can literally snap their fingers and make that dream happen. But you only have from the first floor to the fifth floor to tell them about it, tell them about you, and make your ask. What would you say to that person? That's kind of a good way to start refining your personal brand as well. How do I tell that story in a short amount of time? Here's some. Who are you? What do you do? What makes you unique? How do you do it, and who does it affect? And then you make your ask. Hey, oh my goodness, how are you? My name is Stephanie Humphrey. I go by Tech Life Steph all across the web. And my mission in life is really just to show people how technology makes their lives easier. And I do that on a variety of media platforms, including broadcast TV, podcasts, print, digital, anywhere people need to understand technology. I am there to help them because I understand how intimidating tech can be to people's lives because it's changing all the time. So I want to be that shepherd that helps people maximize their tech knowledge and use it as a way to make their daily lives run more efficiently. And I know that you're a producer, so I would love to talk to you about the possibility of pitching a television show on your network. Can we stay in touch? That's my elevator pitch. Because you best believe if I ever see Oprah on an elevator, it's going down. It is going down. So you want to start thinking about what that thing looks like for you. What would you tell somebody? What would you say? You only get one shot. Anybody familiar with it? Y'all too young to know Eminem? You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow this opportunity. Do I need to start spitting? Yes? No? Yeah, I hear some yeses. His palms is sweaty, knees weak, arms is heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud. He opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking now. Everybody's joking how the clock's run out. Time's up, over, blow. Come on. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes gravity. Choked, he's so bad, but he won't give up. Bad as he knows. He holds back to these ropes. It don't matter, he's dope. Y'all gotta be ready with your one shot. Your brand needs to be on point because you only get one shot. How are you showing up? In person, in writing, by other people. Y'all gonna be talking about that for a while. Y'all gonna be like, remember that girl that came to the thing and started singing Eminem? So I think my brand's pretty solid in this room right now. But you wanna start thinking about that for yourself. What does that look like for yourself? And think about your entire digital footprint. It ain't just social media. It's that group chat. We know that group chat. That group chat be getting spicy. And it only take a screenshot to mess up that whole situation. It's those emails. It's those Google searches. It is any and all of your electronically connected activity. It's whatever this brother is doing right here on his phone right now. That's a part of your digital footprint. You don't even know you contributed to your digital footprint right now because you wasn't paying attention. Any and all of your electronically connected activity is your digital footprint. That's why the book is Don't Let Your Digital Footprint Kick You in the Butt, not Don't Let Social Media Kick You in the Butt. Because it's more than just social media. And can we go back to the slides, please? So what happens when you don't protect your brand? This is not just me talking. I can be up here all day talking about don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. But there are actual consequences when you're not treating your brand with respect and you're not protecting it. Let's take a look at some of them.
In the last segment, we talked with Carly Shimkus about somebody that you know, Alexi McCammon. I know you had worked with her. She had just been named editor of Teen Vogue. That relationship has ended even before it really began because of tweets that were considered racist by some that she wrote when she was a teenager. She has apologized for them profusely, and today she is without a job. Get your reflections on her.
Police arrested 19-year-old Jordan Lanil Williams at his home Sunday morning. 3 victims between the ages of 14 and 16 have been identified so far. In at least one of the cases, investigators say the suspect traded marijuana for nude pictures of the victim. The rest of the cases involved videos. Williams faces 19 total charges, ranging from possession to distribution and production of pornography with minors. Police say all this happened over the last 6 months and occurred mostly inside his home.
For 24-year-old Emily Clow, like anyone looking for work,
it really is like a job to find a job.
So on Tuesday, she applied for a position with a marketing company with a unique name. She heard back that morning.
It's like, you're a great match. We would love for you to fill out the second part of the application.
So she filled it out, but what she saw on the company's Instagram story, she says, was completely unexpected.
I looked at this story, and it said 14 minutes prior that my photo from my Instagram was posted on their company Instagram.
She's talking about this photo of her at a pool party with friends back in June.
I was really hesitant to post it.
And what the company shared on its Instagram story was that picture with text over it, reading,
PSA in parentheses, because I know some of you applicants are looking at this. Do not share your social media with a potential employer if this is the kind of content on it. I am looking for a professional marketer, not a bikini model. It was baffling and appalling, honestly.
She messaged the company after, and they wished her best of luck.
The federal investigation into this woman's identity began, of all places, on Instagram, where she was seen wielding a flaming piece of barricade at a Philadelphia police cruiser on May 30th. According to a criminal complaint filed this week, the woman had a peace sign tattoo on her arm and wore a blue shirt with the words, "Keep the immigrants, deport the racists." Court documents show that federal agents found that same shirt on Etsy, an online crafting marketplace, and noticed a 5-star rating for the shirt from a purchaser in Philadelphia. The Etsy username linked agents to another site, Poshmark, a clothing exchange platform. There, the name Laura Elizabeth was located. A search of that name in Philadelphia took agents to LinkedIn and a local massage business. On that business's website, agents found videos that showed an employee with what they describe as the same peace sign tattoo. 33-year-old Laura Elizabeth Blumenthal has been charged with arson. Her attorney says he plans to challenge the federal government's investigative tactics, which he refers to as surveillance.
I know this is what Trump supporters wanted, because standing up for Black Lives Matter put me in a place online to be seen by millions of people. The job that I had worked really hard to get and meant a lot to me just called me and fired me because of everything. I don't know if everyone's seen, but it's been circulating a lot. My Black Lives Matter TikToks were picked up by conservatives and spread and shared, and people were demanding that I be fired, which I just got.
So sad, so sad. So in that first video, Alexi McCammon, she was widely regarded as the next best thing to hit publishing ever. Elaine Welteroth had just stepped down as the editor of Teen Vogue, and Alexi McCammon was supposed to take her place. And they found some tweets from when she was like 14, 15, 16 years old, and she lost her job just like that. Till death do you tweet, baby. It does not go away. It does not go away. And now in that second video, I don't expect that anybody in this room is going to be trading weed for nude pictures, but I put that video in there because some of you might be 18 or 19 years old and have a 16 or 17-year-old girlfriend or boyfriend. And I know that's how the young people like to play, so I'm not trying to tussle with y'all. However, I need you to understand that under any circumstance, sexually explicit imagery of a minor is child pornography, period. Under any circumstances. I don't care if y'all been together for 5 years. I don't care if her parents know you, his parents know you, your parents know them. Sexually explicit imagery of a minor is child pornography in every single state in this country. You do with that information what you want. You love them, send me a pic, whatever. I don't care. I'm not really here to tell you to do or not do that thing. I want you to understand, though, that there are consequences for possession of child pornography, because that's what it is. You might get that judge that's like, oh, kids will be kids. That's what they do these days. Get out of here, kid. Don't let me see you in my courtroom again. Or you might get that judge that's like, this is a felony, and we're going to prosecute this to the fullest extent of the law. But you're taking that chance. I want you to understand that you're taking that chance. You need to be able to make what they call an informed decision about that thing. So now you know. We're not going to belabor that. Moving on. In that next video with the girl that had the tattoo and the t-shirt and all, that speaks to digital footprint. She didn't actually post anything on social media. Somebody took a picture of her. They saw the tattoo, the t-shirt, they went to Etsy, they went to Poshmark, they went to LinkedIn. They went over the river and through the digital woods to find that girl because her digital footprint led them right to her. It's actually a very exciting and fast-growing field called digital forensics. The FBI has a department. Most state police departments have a department. It's a thing. So all of those tracks you're leaving across the web, and I'm not saying don't get on Poshmark and don't ever create an Etsy page. I'm just saying if you out here doing dirt, all of those other things can be used to lead back to you. You don't want your digital footprint to kick you in the butt. And in that last video, she was all tears and it was really sad. We didn't want old girl to lose her job. But you have to also understand what the internet does not have. It has a lot of things, but what it does not have is context. There is no context online. And in her case, she thought she was championing Black Lives Matter. But in her actual video, she was like, oh my God, these Trump supporters, I could just kill them. I could just stab them. That's a threat, whether you meant it or not. Whether it was just a joke or not, that's a threat. So you have to understand that even though you might think you're doing something positive, you might think you're standing for something, that could still come back to bite you in the butt. And if it's a cause you care about, stand on that. Be willing to lose that job. Be willing to lose that scholarship or whatever. If that's something you believe in, be willing to risk it. But understand that there is a way that you can have dialogue on the internet that doesn't need to involve calling anybody names, that doesn't need to involve threatening anybody, but can still get your point across and your support for whatever organization or cause you believe in. But be prepared, because you might lose an opportunity because of it. Make sure you care a lot. And how are you standing out? At the end of the day, this is your personal brand. Are you standing out for something good? Because you did a community service project and you went to Africa and you dug 3 wells and you did all this other stuff? Or are you standing out because somebody saw you with your middle finger up and holding a stack of money to your ear, or holding a red cup in the air, or holding a blunt in your hand? How are you standing out? It's up to you. It's totally up to you. That's the beauty part about it. Totally up to you. So what do we do? Because it is not all doom and gloom, I promise. How do we start to do this brand thing and do it right? Start with your profiles. Check your username, your photo, and your bio. Make sure those 3 things accurately represent your personal brand. I have seen way too many egregious usernames to know that somebody in here probably needs to change their username. I'm just saying. Your profile photo, that's the first representation of your brand that somebody's going to see. What are they going to see? Your bio is basically your elevator pitch on social media. Is that accurately reflecting your brand? So across platforms, start here. How many people got LinkedIn? See, this is not nearly enough hands. Not nearly. Like every hand in this room should be up right now. Literally. So that's y'all homework. Y'all didn't know y'all was going to have homework, but y'all got, if you do not have a LinkedIn page, you should. It is the world's largest professional social network. There are almost 1 billion people there. Y'all gonna need jobs. Y'all gonna need internships. Y'all might need a scholarship or some other sort of funding for something. You can find all of that on LinkedIn. And it is not too soon, even if I'm just a freshman, I just got here, now I gotta get a LinkedIn page, yes. Because you don't want to wait until you need a network to start building your network. Y'all seeing me today. What's today? The 31st, August 31st, 2022. If you came to me 2 years from now on LinkedIn talking about, oh, Miss Stephanie, I remember when you came to Clinton College huh? 2 years ago. Listen, first of all, I may not even remember, because that's just the way, how much stuff I got going on. But why would you wait? Those invitations to connect should be going out today. Today. Here's a few things your LinkedIn profile should contain to be considered complete. Anybody want to take a quick picture of this? You can. Before I move on. Because you do want your profile to be as complete as possible. And even if you may not have any job experience, you've done something. You've done something at this point that you can put in there as experience. Use your cover photo. Take advantage of that. Make sure that your title represents a quick little snippet of your personal brand. Put some hashtags in there, put some keywords in there. Google what that means if you don't know. Always send a personalized invite to connect. You'll see what I mean when you get in there and start using the platform. But there's an option where you can either just send a connection request and that person will get a notification that so-and-so sent me a connection request. I'd like to add you to my professional network on LinkedIn. Don't do that. There's another option to personalize your request. Hi, Miss Stephanie, I met you at Clinton College. You were awesome. I would love to stay connected here on this platform as well. Let me know who you are. Because again, I'm probably not gonna remember. That's no shade, it's just the way it is. So give me a little insight, a little background, why you think we might benefit from being connected to each other, what value you bring to the table. What are you bringing to the table? Ain't that what the podcast bros talk about these days? What you bringing to the table? Why should we be connected? Why should I care? You can add that to your connection request. Join groups, because once you get on LinkedIn, you'll find that there are some people you want to connect with that might be a little difficult. They got their privacy settings locked down. You can't connect to them. You can't send them a request. You can't send them an email. You can't slide into their DMs. But if you're a part of the same group as someone else, you can actually message them through the group. So think about the groups for the different types of things that you're interested in or organizations you might want to learn more about, and join those groups and see who else is a member of that group. And then you can't see it here, my apologies for that, but customize your URL. So when LinkedIn creates your profile, it's linkedin.com/n/Stephanie-Humphrey-FXNLMNOP12345. You can customize that for further branding, for SEO purposes, search engine optimization purposes. And then take advantage of the QR code as well. You can connect with people that way. It's very easy. I do not carry business cards with me, so please don't ask for one because I don't have none. But I will gladly take out my phone and connect with you via LinkedIn and that QR code. And then think about what else you can be doing with this phone. Y'all got it's a computer, it's a camera, it's a video camera. You can record audio and do a podcast. Like, you can do every single thing you want to do on this device. What are you doing with it? What did you do with it today? Let's take a look at some options, shall we?
If you have young ones in the house, you may already know about this 7-year-old kid.
Now I'm gonna cook something.
He's Ryan of Ryan Toys Review, and his YouTube channel is a monster hit.
Whoa!
Videos of the little boy opening, reacting, and playing with toys have been viewed more than 26 billion times. You heard right, 26 billion.
What do you have there? It's color changer trap!
It's a simple formula that's made this 7-year-old the top earner on YouTube this year with $22 million.
I'm sharing with you guys exactly how I make money as a full-time creator, especially with someone with as little following as I have. So we're going to dig deep into it. So I am considered a micro influencer now because I have just a little bit over 10K followers on Instagram. However, when I started this full-time content creator journey, I started with a little bit under 5K. So I was a nano influencer. So if you are currently a nano influencer or even a micro influencer, the ways that I make money as a content creator can still apply to you as well. So definitely keep on watching. So there are 3 ways that I make money as an influencer. The first one is through my photography business. The second one is through brand partnerships, working directly with brands. And the third one is through affiliated marketing. When I quit my job, I created kind of like a business plan, basically. I created a plan of how I was going to make money. I knew I could make money through brand partnerships. I knew I could make money through affiliated marketing. But I also knew those 2 streams were floppy. You know, some months you can get brand campaigns, some months you might not. So I didn't want to rely on those 2 streams alone. So I started to dig into my skills. Like, what are skills that I can offer to other people to bring me a consistent stream of income?
Well, there's no question social media is a powerful platform. Just as quickly as it can spread misinformation, it can unite people around a common cause. Seeing is believing. And seeing those videos of George Floyd's arrest and his death spread across Twitter and Instagram, and a movement was born. The hashtag Black Lives Matter gained momentum and went global. News 4's Kay Engram takes a look at the power of posting.
This time last year, while the country was grappling with the police killing of yet another unarmed black man, a movement was taking shape online. On May 28th, just 3 days after George Floyd died in police custody, the hashtag Black Lives Matter had been shared on Twitter a record 8.8 million times. The next day, Floyd's name would become more Google searched than coronavirus or Donald Trump. Accounts like Justice for George NYC began popping up on Instagram, where daily posts and updates would go on to attract hundreds of thousands of followers.
So I put that first video in there. That video is probably maybe 4 years old now. Ryan is making even more money. He has his own line of toys at Target and Walmart. He has 10 different YouTube channels. He has a cartoon on Nickelodeon. Like, Ryan is doing it. But you saw that video. I mean, they were him just opening toys in his house with a sheet over top of a box as a backdrop. You don't need a whole lot to start. You literally have everything you need to start right here. So if that's something you're interested in, there's really no excuse but you, and defining what you want your brand to be and putting it out there. But I put that second video in there to help you understand that you don't need a ton of followers, but you do need to be prepared for the work. She had a business plan. She had a steady stream of income while she was doing all that other content creation stuff. So it is work. As a content creator myself, I can tell you, it is work. It's not just selfies and pretty pictures of your brunch. It's work. So you need to be prepared for that. It's marketing materials. It is outreach. It is coming up with creative ideas almost every day. It is all of those things. It's learning how to use this phone in a way to create visually engaging content. It is definitely work, but it can be done. Or in that third video, you could literally change the world. You have the power in your pocket right now to literally change the world. That is not hyperbole or exaggeration. Young people just like you have already done it. The students that were involved in the school shooting in Parkland, Florida, have changed legislation based on their organizing on Twitter. You can do that if that's what you choose to do. So think about what you're doing. Be intentional about what you're using this thing for. You can make some money, or you could change the world, or you might just change one of your classmates' life right here on campus. Or you might wake up tomorrow and figure out how to feel better about yourself. Think about content strategy. As you're crafting your brand, the types of things you post matter. How you post, when you post. You don't need to get into the weeds with all that. We do that with the algorithm and analytics and all that stuff. But just think about content. Be mindful of your content as you move throughout these digital streets. And keep your personal brand top of mind. It's that mix between how you see yourself and how others see you. Right in the middle there is where you will find your personal brand. And I need y'all to commit to protecting your brand at all costs. I think we're ready for questions now. Thank you so much for your time and attention.
Steph at Tech Life. Give it up. Oh, we got to do better than that. We got to do way better than that. Way better. This young lady is, like I said, known all over. And for her to take the time out to come to us is amazing. So I want you all to consider yourself fortunate and blessed. So we're going into our Q&A. And we want to say again, thank you for what you did today for our students. Where's our, hold on. There we go.
Dr. Brown. Let's Tech Life, Steph. That was awesome.
Thank you.
This is what you call a real education. And you all may not have known what you signed up for, but let me thank you, Stephanie. That was so powerful on so many levels. And I want to give the students a chance to ask questions. I want to begin with one question. Some of you in here may be familiar with John Gruden, who was the coach of the Raiders, NFL team Raiders. And John Gruden lost his job about a year ago because he had sent some emails that had some very negative things in it, like racial slurs and homophobic slurs. And I was thinking while Stephanie was talking, he probably thought nobody would see it except the people who received it. But it got out. He lost his job. And he got on the news yesterday. I guess he was at an event yesterday with a big mea culpa. I'm sorry. I'm
sorry.
not. I'm really sorry. I'm not who these emails say that I am. Right. Here's the classic line. I'm really a good person. Right. That's the line everybody gives when they get caught and get exposed. So the question I want to ask you is it possible, and how is it possible for a person to repair their brand when it has been damaged?
I get that question a lot. It can be tough. It can be really tough. I think the key though is to not try to justify it in that way. When people try to say, that's not who I am. Some of my best friends are Black, like nobody wants to hear that. Just say, I'm sorry. And then maybe go away for a little while. Maybe you're going to have to go away for a little while to give people a moment to internalize, what you did. And then your content going forward needs to reflect your journey of understanding. So, he could have been posting this whole time about different issues and things that have been happening in the world because it's something new every day. Like, you know what? I used to think this way about this thing, but now I've come to understand. Or, hey, I'm working with, Dr. Cornel West or Dr. Henry Louis Gates to get, that's the kind post that stuff. You posted, you was quick to put them emails out there, post the work. Because there is work, there's always work that needs to be done internally to evolve as a person. We read books, we learn, we sit at the feet of people wiser than us. If you're trying to repair an image in the public eye, I think sharing that work would go a long way.
That's great. I neglected to mention those who are watching online that you can engage in the conversation. You can put it in your comments on Facebook and YouTube, and we'll try to capture. DK is monitoring that for us, and we'll try to capture some students. Do you all have any questions?
That's all I had.
It's a battery.
We had a question right here in the front.
How you doing? As a young professional, do you recommend having more than one Instagram page or more than one social media?
I always say be where you can be consistently. I know a lot of people have that Finsta, that little throwaway. I think that can get you in trouble. People have lost scholarships because of the Finsta. People have lost opportunity. I mean, I think I have in that book you holding right there, there's an example of a young woman at the University of Alabama, I believe, who put some stuff on her Finsta. And again, it only takes a screenshot. It only takes somebody taking a picture of it with their phone. You can't assume it. I would ask this question to you. What would be the point of two different Instagrams?
Well, one would be for my personal life, but I would have it private, and then one would be my professional.
See, but that's the thing. There is no separation, and there really privacy is fiction. Privacy truly is fiction. There really is not true privacy online. So the idea that you'd be able to keep those separate and this group of people would only ever see this, and theoretically that's how it's supposed to work. But there is always the possibility that somebody in that private friend group, y'all have a falling out, or they just have their phone, somebody else gets a hold of their phone and gets to see some of the stuff that you've been posting. So I don't know that you should go into that with the idea that that is something that is going to be private. I mean, if you just want to have a separate account because all I do is post kittens on this account all day, every day, all the kittens I've ever seen in my life, and they're so cute, and you have a group of friends that loves kittens, and that's just where y'all go to chop it up about kittens, that's fine. But don't do it thinking that you're going to be keeping something separate and something private, because that's not going to happen.
Excellent presentation, Ms. Humphries. We have a question from online right now. It's from Regina Morgan.
Okay.
And she asks, how do you stay ready at all times? What keeps you motivated?
I guess me personally?
I think she's talking to you personally.
Okay. Well, I mean, I've been in this business for a long time now, so I kind of understand that those moments can happen anywhere at any time. I understand that it can be a result of just a random connection, that something big comes out of it. So you have to approach every moment like it could be that moment. It creates a little bit of pressure, I'm not gonna lie, to always be ready. But if your brand is solid, then it precedes you anyway. Like, people that know me already know me to be Tech Life Staff. They already know me to deliver tech information. They already know me from TV. So a lot of that work is already done. So now it's just up to me to make sure that how I represent myself in person is on point, because you never want somebody to say, well, I met Tech Life Staff and she was a total bitch to me, you know what I mean? Or whatever that is. So I think developing a solid brand as your foundation does a lot of the work for you. You want your reputation to precede you, so to speak. And then, you know, just understanding that you never know where the connection is going to come from. You never know where the hookup or the bag or anything else is going to come from. So you want to sort of treat every opportunity as an opportunity to serve. And I think that mindset also helps. Look at every opportunity as, how can I serve this other person? And then the connections just kind of come organically from that.
Great, thank you. We got time for one more question from.
Only one.
Come on, Ray. Come to the mic.
You got to come to the mic.
This is your brand. Come on.
Yeah, that's all right. That's right.
I actually have two questions.
Okay.
One for you and then one just to answer. How do you set yourself apart from people who want the same job as you or do the same thing you do? Like, what makes your brand different?
Me. Honestly. And that's the thing. There is no new thing. Like, what Ecclesiastes say? Ain't nothing new under the sun. There's literally nothing new. Somebody has sung before, somebody has cooked before, somebody has played basketball before, somebody has talked about technology before, somebody has done all of these things. I won't say you can't come up with something new, but unless you invent a whole new thing, which probably it's just not possible to invent something new. Everything you do is going to be a manifestation of everything that has happened before you did that thing. So by virtue, it's not going to be new. It is what you bring to it. I think I bring a little bit of humor to my tech content. I think the care I have for helping people understand comes through in my tech content. My secret superpower, if you will, is being able to break complex tech topics down into very simple pieces. That's why I have a 60-second tech break, because it's just like, look, just watch this real quick, learn this and go do it. You know, so I think those things separate me from other people that are doing the same thing. But at the end of the day, it's just you have your own personality that's unique from everybody else. That's gonna inform the work that you do. So that should never be a reason not to do something because you think everybody else is doing it.
All right. And how do you properly clean your social media, like from a professional standpoint?
Right. So, I mean, you know, go back through the photos and you might have to go way back through a lot of photos and delete things. There is a there's actually a service, there's actually a piece of software now, and the name is escaping me right now, for Twitter specifically, that will actually scrub your entire Twitter feed looking for profanity and other keywords that you can enter in there, and it'll pull those tweets up and give you an opportunity to delete them. The name of it is escaping me right now, but there is a service that will do that. But it might just take a couple days, the weekend, of you scrolling through your old posts and maybe doing a search on specific keywords or things like that, and cleaning it up. But it's a necessary practice. And then going forward, as you're thinking about your brand, I don't need to do that, because when I got on social media, I was thinking about my brand from the start. When I created those accounts, I was thinking about my brand. So there's nothing in my social media that I feel like I need to go back and delete or, anything like that. So going forward, you just want to make sure that, everything, and it doesn't all have to be professional. It can absolutely represent who you are as a person, your interests, your personality, and all those different things. But it just needs to represent your personal brand in a positive way.
One more question from online, and it's sticking with the deletion. It's from Charles, and he says, so even though I delete my iMessages out of my phone, it's not really deleted?
Well, there's iCloud, and we all know what happens when iCloud gets hacked. That idea of till death do you tweet is more impactful depending on the platform. So, Apple obviously is very secure, the servers, their security, but that doesn't negate the fact that there's a chance that those servers could get hacked. Is it a small chance? Yes, but there is still a chance. It's a little easier when you're talking about an Instagram or a Twitter or something like that, because that information, if your account is publicly available and can be searched from way back. Is anybody in here familiar with the Wayback Machine? A website called the Wayback Machine, couple people. So yeah, internet-archive.org. It's called the Wayback Machine, and it basically is a archive of the internet. You can literally put any URL in the search bar and find different points in time what was being posted or what was being put on that particular URL. So the impact of it varies, but I think you should just mindset-wise be thinking that it is all able to be searched and recovered. Will it be? Maybe, maybe not. Can it be? Yes.
Well, this has been amazing. I want to encourage you all to click and share this with your friends. Go back and watch it again yourself, because there's some good information. If I were in church, I would open up the doors of the church for y'all to confess, repent, and get your life back. Y'all acting all cool up in here, but this lady saved your life. So thank you. Give it up again for Tech Life, Steph. Thank you so much. We're going to have to bring you back. You're now part of our family.
Absolutely.
And she's rocking that Clinton swag today, isn't she? Yeah. All right. Dr. Brown's going to give us our announcements and we'll get ready to go.
Just a few quick announcements. We have our first gospel rehearsal that'll be tonight at 8 o'clock. Gospel choir rehearsal tonight at 8 o'clock. And then I need you to make sure you keep an eye out for our career fair announcement, which is on Thursday the 8th, I believe. So Thursday the 8th, check those announcements that are coming from our communications department, okay? Pres, if you'd like to close us out in prayer, we will go to lunch. Thank you.
All right, let's pray. God, we thank you again for your grace that has covered us, and we thank you for new opportunities that you have presented to us today. We ask your blessings upon Stephanie and the very important work that she's doing as she travels the length and breadth of this country. We ask for your protection to go before her, over her, and all around her. Bless our students, oh God, that we may find the importance of protecting our reputation. And may we use this information to expand our brand, that the world will know that there are outstanding, talented, gifted, smart students who have so much to offer the world. May they find the courage now to share their brand for the world to see the light that is on them. Bless us now as we retire to lunch. Bless our feasting and fellowship that it nourish both our bodies and our souls. For Christ's sake we pray. Amen. God bless you all.
Amen.